Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Grue Rume. And today for the Grue Rume, we got a very special Katy Ford. She's an actress and a model, and she's been in a lot of horror shorts. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her today about horror. So my interview with Katy will be coming up. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Utters. I am the host of Grue Rume, and the interview is coming up. Okay, everyone, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show and being a guest and everything.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't done a lot of little shows, but they're really fun when I get to do them. So it's like, yeah.
Nice. So, like, the first question I wanted to ask is what drew you to the world of, like, what made you want to act?
Oh man. Well, I think it's more I bleed acting. Like I've tried a lot of careers. I was a nanny and a caretaker for like 10 years.
Oh,
I
wow.
did a lot of art. Yeah, I've done a lot of things in my lifetime. I don't look that old, but I am old. Uh, but no, I was bored bored nannying and bored being childcare. And as much as I love kids and it can be very testing and not as bored as everyone thinks it is, I was just like, I want to act. I was like, I have so much fun entertaining people, whether that means making you scared, cry, or laugh. Like it's just so much more fulfilling.
Nice. Wow, like I that be working with kids and then being in horror shorts.
With bigger kids.
With
Yeah.
bigger kids, exactly. Nice. And do you do music too? I think I saw somewhere you had a song, was it? Okay.
I
All right.
do. Well, I quickly learned moving to Los Angeles that you can't just have one niche. You can't just have one talent. You have to be a triple, quadruple, however, pentagon threat. You have to have so many things that you can do and fit into. So not only do I act, but I can produce, direct. I'm learning how to sound edit. I just edited my first trailer yesterday, which looks really cool. I have a single out called Liar Liar. I do DMing, Dungeons and Dragons, LARPing, cosplaying. I do everything so that if someone needs me, I can fill that gap.
Wow. I mean, they say the jack of all trades, but you're the Jill of all trades.
I am. And actually, I always forget the end of that saying, but it's like the jack of all trades, master of none. And then there's something else after that, but you'd rather be a jack of all trades than just one. No. You got to do all of the things.
Yeah, you definitely do a lot of stuff. Wow. Like, where do you find time to do everything?
In the shower. No, I can't give you an answer for that because honestly, with acting, like your schedule changes every other day. I haven't been booked in a while because of COVID, but I had one set that I was on from August of last year until January of this year, and then I just got double booked back to back it like yesterday.
Wow.
When I was like, oh, I got nothing to do next week. I can like work on myself and like clean my house and do the regular things you're supposed to do as an adult. And then they're like, oh, okay, we have a COVID test Sunday, COVID test Monday for a different work. Then you work Tuesday, work Wednesday, possible recall Thursday, possible recall Friday. But you never know until you're like, till the day before. And you're like,
that's true. Okay. So now, like, that's the like new thing now. Like when you're getting ready to film or getting ready to go on set, you have to get tested.
Oh yeah, which is great for union actors only because we get paid $100 every time we go to a COVID test, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's great for me. Some people are rough, and I'm like, it's worth it. It's worth it. Like it's great, and it's sometimes I don't like to do background calls because as a background actor, you kind of feel like a piece of meat, like you're a prop. You don't really have a name. No one really cares if you eat or not. It's just one of those things. So I try not to do background, but if it says something like Maddie's friend number one, or I think yesterday I got one that said hot punk rock girl. And I was like, well, that's specific enough that I know it's not 400 other hot punk rock girls. So I'll say yes.
Hey, you know, if someone goes and sees the film, they'll say that hot punk rock girl, like I really like her. She stood out.
It's all about, it's everyone always goes, oh my God, it's all about your talent. I'm like, it's not. When you get here, you learn real quick. It's like 20% talent, 45% who you know, 30% money, and then the rest is just damn luck.
Okay. And I see you've done quite a few horror shorts. When did when did you first like love horror films?
I'm, I'm one of those horror actors that is terrified to watch horror
Yeah,
films,
really?
but I'm really good at it. Like, I really love being scared with I have big eyes, so it's easy to just open my eyes. It's easy to pretend you're scared by shaking your hand a little bit. It's easy to, I actually want to do a class where I teach people how to be scared, because whenever I go on these sets with the AMC, sorry, not AMC, ACM official, that's where I do most of my horror stuff. Alex is a great producer. He's a great writer. He does lots of little shorts, but he kind of, when it comes to directing new people who don't necessarily know what they're doing, I go, step aside, Alex. I was like, here's what you got to do. If you want to scary breathe, you want to take your shoulders and you want to slowly push your chest out when you breathe. And then if you're scared, you shake your head just a little bit so we can see your hair move just a little bit. And he's like, you need to direct. I'm like, I know.
Well, I mean, as long as you have fun doing them.
Oh, I have so much. I love being creepy. I think the most recent thing I've done, did it come out? It came out. The clown horror shorts. There's supposed to be a huge
Yes.
series of them. I have named her Twerky the Clown, because she will twerk not only her booty for you, but her knife inside your heart. But Twerky the Clown is super funny. I love being a clown because you can't see who it is. Like, you can't see it's me. So if I just like, it's creepy, closer faces, and then you slowly bring the hand to the side and you bring your face down. I'm
Nice.
like, God, being creepy is just so much fun. And so for me, it's easy. I'm sorry if it's not easy for anyone else, but I love being a creepy clown.
Now, for those shorts you did there's two of them. You did clown 1 and 2, right?
Oh yeah, for the clown shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the first one where I've actually done 4 or 5, but
Oh,
sometimes he won't put them out if the other actress, if there was something wrong with the performance. Like, I know I did one short with a boyfriend and a girlfriend, but he messaged me like right afterward, sends me a screenshot because she had a band-aid on her chest, and he was like, was that always there? And I was like, yes, I thought you would have okayed it. If anything, you should have put a higher shirt on her. And he was like, well, I don't know if I can put this out now. I'm like, it's a band-aid. It's a people, they're human. Gosh, crazy. That's like if like I did a scare acting for the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. I
yeah.
was Scary Mary. Well, they called me Steroid Mary because Mary's supposed to be a 9-year-old and I'm 5'8". So it was like all the other Mary actors and then me. So they put me behind a bars because I was so big.
Oh my
But
God.
working there, it's like the same thing. It's like, if my face is slightly off, are you gonna not tell me to work? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have feelings.
And for the clown horror short, like I I I seen it. Like, how do you get like you that creepy smile was amazing. I loved it. Like, did you work on that, or just it just came to you?
I mean, so working at, the Dark Harbor, I learned how to smile like a clown. I guess I was a clown nurse in their circus maze for like a week, and the smile, it's just my smile. Like, I just, and you can hear, if you actually listen, you can't listen because he turns it down, but if you listen to all the recordings before he edits them, you can hear me like breathing really heavily because it adds to the craziness. So you hear the,
Nice.
and it adds to it. It's just me. Unfortunately, it's just me.
There you go. I love it. And when you were working there, you said you're working at the Queen Mary and Scary Mary. I saw like you did video with that, and that video got so many views and went viral and everything, right?
That was my very first thing that has ever gone viral. Like, you talk about the feeling of going viral. It
Yeah.
feels so cool. And but also super bizarre because you're like, oh, I was a nobody. And then overnight I went from like 100,000 people on TikTok to like 90,000 or 900,000 people. And I was like, off one video where I'm not saying anything. It's not my hot ass red hair. It's me as a tiny ass child doing a kookaburra sound. Internet, what? I don't, but I'm grateful. I'm great. I'm here. It's cool. I just, who knew?
Exactly. Exactly. And was that like your most viewed video on the TikTok?
So far, yes. I mean, I have tons of videos that have millions of views. I have a handful with 1 million likes, which is harder to get than you think it is, whether you have the following or not. Like, if you're following, and I'm gonna tell everyone now, your following is a fucking lie. Like, I have 1.1 million on TikTok, and my views are hella horrible. And that's just the app has a weird algorithm. Also, India loved me, and then India got banned. So,
Oh no.
poor India. I'm so
No.
sorry, India, that you can't see my scary faces anymore. But it's just, it was the first video, and I think it has like 94 million views right now, which is still my highest grossing video, but not my most planned out or thought of video or effort in the slightest. So who knows? Sometimes I just throw a video together with crappy hair, a zit on my forehead, and it does great. And then other times I look like this and it's like 1,000 views. I'm like, what are you trying to say, internet?
Exactly. Which video on TikTok do you have like the most fun with?
Well, that opens another whole can of worms, sir. Lately I've had some internet drama. My first real internet drama, and I won't go into it because it's just going to cause more drama, and I don't want that for your show or anything like that because I care. But I play D&D. I love D&D. It allowed me to be the nerd that I am. It allows me to cosplay. It allows me to make choices in a world with a character and their life to where I won't die, but they might. And it's a nice little karoo. But I really love playing a character named Opal. She's really fun. She's a warlock. She's chaotic evil. She's an heiress who gives no fucks. She's basically Alexis from Schitt's Creek if Alexis would dipped in an evil barrel. And I love her, and I make lots of videos with her. Her videos have like, her hashtag has like 5.2 million views on it.
Wow.
I love this character. Unfortunately, there's a lot of drama around her right now, so I've got to not make her for a while. But other than that, anything with makeup, not like, oh my God, look how pretty, look at this. This is how I cover my skin. Not those makeup videos. I'm talking like sneezing into an Ewok, or swiping the camera and now I'm a sexy Hufflepuff, or jumping up and down and now I'm a clown and with a freaking hanger in my hand. Like, you can figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, anything with crazy costumes, because that's just, I love costumes.
Okay. And like, speaking of the cosplay, like I'm sure you do like a lot of cons, Comic Cons and all that. So what character do you like dressing up as the most?
Oh man. So I have a character for every genre. I'm sure every cosplayer does. Like, I love my clown character for horror, and sometimes Scary Mary if I can duplicate that makeup. For anime, I go with Charmy from Black Clover because she loves food and I am her in human form. When it Disney, I love to do villains. I usually do sexy Yzma because no one ever does Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, so I do it. And then I'm making a lot of OCs, which are called original cosplays.
Nice.
Opal's one of them. I do a fox character named Kenzie who is in love with drugs. And then there's what's that one other character that I've been creating? Oh, she's a mushroom. Her name is Mogu, and I'm trying to make this giant mushroom hat for her. It is slow coming, but she will be appearing on my OnlyFans. She'll be appearing. Oh, she will. But she'll be appearing on my TikToks soon. Well, there we go. I'm also an accountant. Woo!
There you go. You're gonna have your character be both on TikTok and on OnlyFans. That's awesome.
Yeah, some people, I have a very weird group of homosexuals who very much like to see scary faces and lingerie, and that just
Okay. Hey,
Yay.
whatever sells, right?
Right. I'm like, it's not hurting anybody. So, okay.
It's not- it looks like the first horror short you starred in was a short called Drive 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 Through. And so how was it like being the lead in your first horror short?
Trying to figure out the drive through. Oh, drive through. Drive through is just a short where I played a teen who was down on her luck. I remember the director being like, "This is your boyfriend." We were both redheads, by the way, which is funny because I've dated quite a few redheads. But we were both redheads and we were both arguing about a piece of pizza.
No.
And that was like the girl was in a drive-through watching us have this argument as if her and her boyfriend were going through the same thing. That one wasn't a horror, it was a drama. The first horror I did was I was the finale actress on the AMC's The Core on the Shudder channel.
Nice.
It was
Nice.
really cool. I turned into a zombie afterward. That was fun. It was also the day before, or the day of my Friendsgiving. So I had to go
Okay.
to Friendsgiving as a zombie, which is nothing new. I mean, I got proposed to with a beard on, nothing new. So it's fine. Costumes are my life. But that was a lot of fun. I worked with Gabe Roth and Bridger Nielsen, and Gabe Roth is Eli Roth's brothers who did
Oh,
The
wow.
Clock in the Walls. Yeah, I also nanny for all of them now because they're like, "Well, you nanny too?" And side hustles. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That that's awesome. That really is.
I live
And
a weird life.
I love it. I love it. And in inmate 666, like it's basically a crazy inmate is on the loose and runs wild. How was it like shooting that horror short?
That was the first thing I had done outside of quarantine. Like it was
Really?
like October of 2020. I had done like no real acting for a year. I mean, who fucking did? Everything was closed. And my friend Rory, who has been in a bunch of shorts with me, Roy Ross, who's awesome. He was like, "Hey,
Mhm.
do you want to be a victim in a horror short?" And I was like, yeah, I want to be a victim in a horror short. I'm usually the murderer. I would love to love to die for once. And it was just a quick meet me on this roof at 8 p.m. We'll go from 8 till midnight. And I clicked that light more times than it is shown in that video. I did it for a good 30
Nice.
minutes because he wanted the
Nice.
movement and he wanted the lights outside. And people don't know that, like, even though it's a 2-minute short, it takes
Mhm.
hours to make, like hours, and it's cold and you're in costumes that may not be comfortable. And
Yes.
that's the first thing I did with Alex. So it got me on the train of working with him a lot, which I am super grateful for because he has bumped up my IMDb to like 20
Oh,
credits, which is awesome.
definitely. Like I see like he does like horror short after short after short. Like he does
He
so
tries
much
to do
stuff.
once a week.
Yes, exactly. And you are in most of them too.
Well, if that shows any casting director that not only am I fun to work with because he brings me back, but I know what I'm doing. So
Exactly.
hopefully if you that's actually what casting directors look for. They look for multiple of the same director. They look
Hmm.
for years, and then they look for parts. And I think it's 7 or 8 now in a row with the same director. And I'm like,
Nice. Exactly.
yeah, I want 14 credits by the end of the year. That's my goal. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
There you go. And what 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 scenes do you like best from another couple horror shorts you're in? Self Selfie 1 and 2.
Okay. So in most of my horror shorts, I try to add a little bit of comedy because I'm a comedy actor first and foremost. I think I'm freaking hilarious.
You are.
I mean, I snagged a funny guy. I think we're doing great. I'm gonna produce some pretty funny kids. They're just gonna be a little ginger. Sorry. But I add a little comedy to all of my horrors. And in Selfie, if you look, the Selfie is filmed in my house. So like
Oh,
the
wow.
couch with the rat cage, that's my house. And we
Okay.
have a sign on the wall. It doesn't have it on there anymore because I changed it, but it said like, always trust people who like big butts. They cannot lie. And that was in there. And I was like, yes, just got in there. That, and then he goes, all right, you're gonna take a selfie of yourself. And I was like, can I be extra? Like, can I sit there and like adjust myself before? And he goes, yeah, do that. And I was like, cool, because that'll be really funny. Because I like adding a little bit of comedy. Like the clown 2, when the girl's in the hotel room, and he goes, all right, I need you to like look at the door and then walk. And I was like, question, is this scary walking or is this clown walking? And he was like, I want to see your clown walk. You just show me what that is. And I said, okay. And then if you look at it, it does, I do a quick like jerk of the head. And then I look back at her and she goes, what? And I do the squeak, 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 squeak. And it's really funny, but it's also scary. Like I would be horrified if that was walking towards me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, ugh.
Exactly.
I'm glad I'm entertaining you.
Yeah, that's great.
I live to entertain. Like, I don't want to be famous. If I'm famous by whatever, that's great. Like I would love to stay in a more private life. I want to be like Kevin, I forget his last name, but he's like the monster for every horror film. He makes more money than anyone I know.
Oh my God.
He is the monsters. He's all the monsters in all the films. But he's not famous, but he makes a living off what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want to do. I want to entertain. I want to make people laugh. I want to scare people's pants off. I want to like make you cry in good ways, mostly. But I want to entertain everybody. The world. Everyone's included.
Right, here you go. And one role you play, like you're also the lead. You play Bloody Mary, and you actually play her. And everyone knows the whole story about Bloody Mary. There's been multiple films out, like horror films, horror shorts. So how does it feel to take on the role of
those
Bloody
classic
Mary?
Tropes? Oh my gosh. Well, at first, so he sends me these scripts and he's like, all right, you're gonna be like, I think that the first originally was Jessica, and we were on set talking about how people get comments and be like, oh my God, I wasn't scared until they said my name. Like, my name is Paul and Paul was in the thing. And I was like, can I do Jennifer? I was like, I know a lot of Jennifers. So we switched up the name. I ended up doing my own makeup for that. I have a lot of makeup credits because I love my own. I just do my own makeup. I went in the other room and slapped some white on and then threw some black and then covered my fingers and was like, let's go. Like, this is it. It was really cool actually to play something that people already know about. So I didn't have to do a lot of method acting. I didn't have to do a lot of research on it. I already knew what it was. So I was like, okay, this will be cool. And then when I found out I was also Bloody Mary, because I didn't know that until I got there, I thought I was the victim. And he's like, yeah, you're also going to be Bloody Mary. I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, is that why I brought my makeup? Now I understand why you asked me to bring my makeup. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Nice. So like to get in her like role, did it take long to put on the gore and the face paint, makeup and everything? Like, did it take long to do all that?
Not too long. So we obviously, anything with makeup on, you do all of the filming, the befores and afters, this jump scares. There wasn't a hand actor who did the reaching around my head part when they come through my hair, and that is a different person. I couldn't do that to myself, unfortunately. But I thought she was going to be Mary at first, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then she goes, oh no, I'm just the hand. I went, just the hand? Okay, interesting. But no, it didn't take very long. I can slap on a good horror makeup in like 20 minutes max.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then when he's like, all right, I just pulled my hair back, sat in there, plopped on, because I have a lot of clown makeup. So I plopped on the white real quick, put white on my fingers, a little bit of black on my fingers, and then just went around with black, did some wet dripping. It's all face paint. So it comes off with water. It's super simple. And then I drove home like that. I'm waiting for a cop to pull me over just once in these crazy. I've done zombies, I've done Scary Mary, I've done Bloody Mary, and I've always have all this makeup on. I'll walk down the street in my clown makeup, full clown get up, and just like, hey yo, what's up? Like mid Hollywood, no one cares. No one cares
really? Here. So like no one's ever went up to you and said, oh wow, are you playing a role, or you're
Not
in
at
something, or
midnight dressed as a horror murder hobo clown. I'm gonna scare more people.
probably, yeah. And Bloody Mary, like, do you ever try playing the game, like, looking in the mirror and the lights out and all that?
I know better. I'm not touching Ouija boards. I'm not saying Beetlejuice's name more than once. I'm not yelling out Scary Mary more than once. I know to not fuck with that. I respect the art. I will do it and I will respect it.
Yeah,
I'm scared. I don't wanna.
yeah. You'll be like, all right, let me try this, and then you'll be like, yeah, this isn't really gonna happen, and then you look in the mirror, and there's Bloody Mary, right?
And then she's looking at me and she's going. And so I'm like, you got it. Everything is great.
So, like, I saw you playing me in a film.
I was like, I'm sorry. Please tell me. Hopefully I did you justice. Please don't hurt me. I promise you. Take this pillow. I'm sorry. Offering for you.
You're another horror short. You're in Smiling Woman 5, and the one of the biggest horror names is in that film with you, and she's your stalker, Felissa Rose. I have to ask, like, how was it sharing scenes with someone like her?
I was excited. I know she's got like a scary cult following, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
coming for your following, but I'm not. She was really sweet. She was a part. We actually filmed 2 that day because the studio we worked with was expensive. So
Oh,
because they have a whole hospital get up. It's great. So what we did was they filmed 4 Smiling Woman 4 in the morning. I got there at like 1, and then we filmed Smiling Woman 5. So she was the victim in the first one, and I got to watch her perform.
oh wow.
I actually gave her a few pointers on how to do the walk kind of a thing, because she's like, she's like, I don't really know how to. I was like, think zombie, but like puppet. I was like, it's gotta lift you up a little bit. And every time she'd have to like grab my arm or something, she goes, I'm so sorry, because she had nails and she would grab, and I was like, girl, it's okay, I'm crying for the scene, not because of you. But she was really sweet, and I wish I could have gone to the little cast party that we did, but I was busy doing more acting.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she's fun to work with.
Nice. And you're another horror short. Don't fall asleep. Is that something similar to like Freddy and Elm Street and all that?
Yeah, actually pretty similar. It's like a little like condensed version of it, kind of. I was excited because I got to work with a kid for a first time in a while, and the mom was super super sweet and was like, we did a lot of choking scenes, like a lot of choking, and she didn't hold me tight or anything, but I have tricks where like I will hold my top finger underneath my finger so you can't see it, and I'll push so it looks like I'm trying to stop myself, but in reality I'm choking myself to make it look more realistic. So my face turns red, my eyes start to water. And I was at the end of it, we all sat up and everything, and she's like, are you okay? Sounded really realistic. And I was like, oh no, it's acting. I'm like, I just pushed my finger underneath. And she was like, well, you're really good at choking. I'm like, thank you. But it was fun. It was a licensed short. I really loved working with the 2 detectives. We actually connected, and we're going to put them in another one of our shorts, because I have a newly made LLC production company with my fiance called Critical Films.
Nice.
And we are producing our own horror shorts. We're producing our own nerd comedies and dramas, lots of nerd content. We actually just produced and finished our finale, came out yesterday, for a 10 episode short miniseries that we are going to do more seasons of, but we got to write them first, called Becoming Famous, which actually shows you a little bit of what it's like to live here and try to be actors, which is, the TV lies to you. It is harder than you think. There are wolves in sheep clothing everywhere. People want to use and abuse you. So when I find people like Alex, who does all these horror shorts, and they're like good to work with, like I dig my claws into them, and I'm like, I'm going to keep working with you, because when you find a good actor or a good director, it's you want to stick with them.
Okay. And you just say you're doing like a television series. So when is the series coming out, and how did you wind up doing it?
Well, you learn in LA, I've been here for about 5 years. You learn that if you want good content and to be a part of good projects, you make it yourself. So I got together with my best friend, Taylor and Tracy, my fiance, Zach Clapperich, and we made a show. We wrote it about two girls who moved to LA to try to become famous. And then they're faced with things like bad friends, Tinder, casting couches, really weird things that all of it. The whole season's already out. The finale came out yesterday. It's on YouTube, on Critical Films. It's really funny. We have lots of really funny characters. Everything in there is a true story, except obviously the vampire is not a vampire. But everything in there is a true story. And I have one of my horror clown outfits in there. I'm dressed as a deer at one point. I'm in a red spandex suit as the literal period in a tampon commercial.
Oh my God.
It's just all the drama, all the acting, all of the looking for a roommate and the $2,500 for rent, like all of it's true. And we just try to bring humor to it. I recommend watching it. And we have season 2 will come out next year and season 3 the year after that. So
I definitely have to watch it. It sounds so funny.
I mean, if you're laughing now during this, you're going to laugh a lot during the show.
Okay. You're definitely going to watch it. And then I'll message you and tell you what I thought of
like
it.
I want your live tweets of you watching it, just being like, oh my God, and then you're gonna go, you're my fucking boy, Kurt. It's great. There's a little weed smoking too, because you can't survive here without weed, so at least I can.
And have you ever watched a full horror film because you say you can't watch them because you get scared? Have you ever watched? I
still watch them. I just watch them like this. I'll watch. I just don't like jump scares. I love mind fucks. I love things like Saw. I love people being murdered. I don't know why. That's great. I love crime scenes and all that stuff. I just can't do when things jump at you. And Alex does those very well on his little shorts that he puts me in. Yeah, I'll be in them. I'll be a scare actor at Queen Mary. I will be your Bloody Mary. I will do it. I was like, but I don't like jump scares and I can't watch them.
Yeah.
Burp. I can't watch them with my fiance because he jumps when he gets scared. So I don't get scared by that. I get scared by him jumping and hitting my leg while something scary's happening on the television. So I think it's real and I don't like it. But I love the concept of horror films. I love Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Redheads always either die last or don't die, which is my favorite part about horror films. So when I get to die, it's fun.
What do you like doing during your free time, if you ever have any free time when you're not acting and doing everything that you do?
Free time? What is that? No, it's in my free time. I am planning my wedding.
Okay.
My free time, unfortunately, my fiance hates when I do this, but I will be on my phone and I will be on my accountant site, or I'll be putting TikToks up,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll be figuring out scripts, casting for a show or a short, we're putting it together. That's what I do during my free time is work. For me, it's joy. For me, it's when I get stuff done and I'm productive. It's the best feeling when I produce a show or I put out a short series, put music to something, edit a trailer. The product for me is the joy. So if I finish something, then I can take a break. And normally my breaks before quarantine, I was looking at my watch, there's a watch on my hand, 2 freckles past a hair. Before quarantine, I would go to Six Flags and do all the roller coasters, or I would go to Universal with friends and make TikToks as our Hogwarts houses, or I'd go to Disneyland with friends because I have so many friends that can get me in for free. But
nice.
I would do fun stuff like that, but I haven't had a lazy day since I moved here. No, just it's if you stay still, you plateau. So it's fear of sitting still. You're right. It's real. It's fear of survival out here.
I mean, especially where you live at, everyone is gunning for that spot.
Yes, there's a million redheads, and not everyone wants a redhead. I've learned they either want you or they don't. And it's hard to be in an industry where you get told no a lot, and then you have people come up to you and go, and I get this at least once a month where they go, "You're gonna make it." I don't say this to a lot of people but you're going to make it. You just see. And I go, every time they tell me that, I get a little bit of butterflies. And I go, you're right. You're right. I am going to make it. I wasn't ready for that one movie where I was supposed to be a ghost in love with a boy. I wasn't ready for that one thing where I was supposed to be the dinosaur who died first. Like, I wasn't ready for those, but my time and my parts will come, whether that be now or when I'm Betty White's age. I will keep going. I want to be the next Betty White, horror Betty White preferably, but I would love to be an old lady in this industry because I am so sassy. I just need to be old.
There you go.
My dream.
I mean, she definitely is a very strong woman. I mean, for her age, still does roles and active, and it's crazy.
She's an inspiration. I know she's Betty White. I love you. If you ever see this, you probably won't, but if you do, I love you. I'm excited for the mature roles. I'm still playing 18 to look younger. And while I'm appreciative that I'm 30 and I look 18, that's great. But I really want to play roles that are challenging. Yes. And I want to throw like I want to be Heath Ledger thrown into the part of Joker. And I want to be the Joker before I'm even close to being on set. I want to learn what it's like to, what is it called? Method acting. I want to learn how to method act, but I haven't really had anything or any chance to really do that yet. And I really want to do that.
Okay. Is there anything coming out next that you're working on that you want to like plug or push or anything? Always
working on things. I have so many projects open. So I have paused my D&D games that I've been DMing for a little while as the Dungeon Mama. But I am turning that into a podcast. So that will be a podcast eventually. I am also starting another podcast called Hi Thoughts, Hi, and then THOTS with an exclamation point, with my best friend Taylor. We are doing, basically, we sit and smoke and we answer questions from our fans and we get really high while we do it. That'll be hopefully coming in the next month or two. And then the Critical Films is going to be having a short come out called Love and LARP. And it's a dramatic telling of what it's like to be a LARP character at LARP. LARPing is live action role playing. It's just like D&D, but you get to be in costume and you get to act, which is like all my favorite things put into one thing.
Exactly.
And that will come up on Critical Films YouTube page, hopefully in the next 4 weeks. We're just waiting for some ADR to be done.
Nice. And what about songs? Like what's on your playlist? Like what kind of songs do you like?
Oh man. Unfortunately, my playlist now consists of Viking songs because I'm having a Viking wedding. So I've been looking for Viking music, and it's harder to find than I thought, because a lot of them are like, and it's deep and dark, and I'm like, I don't want to scare my nana, so I have to find songs that are higher pitched and not as scary. I love any song that I can harmonize to. I cannot read music. Cannot do it. I don't know why. I can follow along a little bit, but I don't understand it. But by ear, I can harmonize. I can learn anything by ear. I write parodies. A lot of them. There are some on my YouTube if you're bored. But I just anything that sounds good. Pleasant ear juice.
There you go. Okay. And where can fans find you at, like with your pages and all that stuff?
Oh, time to plug myself. Okay. You can find me literally anywhere at Freckled Hobo. The only place that isn't Freckled Hobo is Twitter, which is Freckled_Hobo, because I locked myself out of that email and I refused to go back into it. So literally anywhere. If you go to my TikTok or Instagram, I have a Beacons account, which is just like Linktree, but prettier for girls who want a pretty linked thing. It has all of my links from accounting to TikTok to my manager's profile that has all of my acting to my IMDb. Or you can just Google Freckled Hobo. I'm the first 6 pages, so you'll find me.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. This has been so much fun. You made me laugh the whole entire show, and you're super cool. Thanks again for doing this.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm glad you laughed. If you just sat there straight faced, I would have been like, oh my God, how much more do I have to be here?
Well, again, thank you for coming on the show, and I appreciate it, and definitely would love to have have you back on when you got more stuff coming out. And yeah, like it's been so much fun. Thanks.
I'll see you in 3 months. Then I'll have a
Okay,
whole plethora of stuff that comes out.
okay, that works.
Love it.
All right.
Writing it in my calendar. Move that freckle over here. Okay, we're good.
All right, well, thanks again for doing this, and have a great rest of the day and weekend.
You as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, bye.